Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm live here and I didn't announce it just like always. And yeah, so nobody is actually watching this yet. But it's only been 11 seconds, so who knows, maybe somebody will join us. And in the meantime, I'm just kind of going to give a little bit of a tour today, I think. It's been a long time since I have done a tour. And yeah, so I have been sick and hello, how are you? I have been sick and I haven't been able to do videos, and then I was away. I uploaded a couple Mexico videos for you guys because I spent a little bit of time in Mexico, so that was nice. And I can probably show a hamada. And I'm good. I've been sick. So my voice is probably still like a little bit kind of rough. And yeah, it's just been horrible. I've been like, my last little videos lately have just been like horrible for that. I've tried not to even talk. But anyways, so I decided today I was going to do a video for you guys, and then I thought, you know what, I don't have time to like upload a big video or anything like that, so I'm just going to do it live. And the great thing about live is I can talk to you guys and you can ask questions and I can answer some questions for you guys, but also it automatically uploads for me, so I don't got to worry about doing all that stuff in between and afterwards. So there's just like no editing, it's just live. But anyways, let's see if I can turn the camera around because I'm on my iPhone right now, and we can do a little bit of a tour for you guys. So here we go. I don't know where to start. Nothing is really planned here. Greenhouse is a bit of a mess because of winter time, and really I've just been so busy I haven't had time to tidy much. So there's lots of dead pictures, stuff like that. Hoyas are in front of us. They're finally starting to grow. Hello, David. It is about 20 degrees here in British Columbia today. That's like 70 or 72 Fahrenheit for you US folks. So it's nice and warm in the greenhouse. The bubble wrap is all off the greenhouse for the winter, and believe it or not, same time I took the bubble wrap off, I put on the shade cloth. So we have 50% shade cloth on us, on the roof, and onto the front wall on the south side. Hello everybody who's saying hi. And yeah, for Christmas I got another Google Home, so I put it right here. It's kind of funny. If you have a Google Home at home, make sure you mute this part or I'm going to activate your Google Home. Hey Google, what time is it?
It's 12:23.
So yeah, it's kind of funny because I have a Google Home in the greenhouse, so I can turn on the greenhouse lights and turn on the misting system and turn on the watering system, turn off the fan, stuff like that. And it plays nice music when I'm out here as well. But let's get started. Somebody had requested to see hamatas, so they are over here mainly. I don't have a variegated heartleaf Hoya. That's Hoya Carey. I do have one in the house, but it's not variegated. So let me move this. Any kind of black hoses you see, that's the irrigation systems in here. So I never really have to touch my hamatas ever. And they're doing pretty good. There's 3 little pots in the front and 3 bigger pots in the back. And they have sent out a ton of basil shoots. So nice hamada here. That one's BE. This one here is an AW. There's a Utricularia trying to like live in it right now. And let's see. I can't even tell these things apart at this point. They're so bushy. I'm not sure how many basil shoots come up. I see like little tiny pictures in there. And yeah, so they're doing really good. Some of the vines go like way, way, way up into the rafters, and I'm kind of expecting, there's even one that's like right here. This is hamada. I've been watching carefully to see if it's going to bloom for me. My microphone cord is just not long enough to go above my head. There we go. But yeah, so I'm hoping for some blooms on these guys this year. This one is a weird hamada too. This comes from AW, and it just it came as a random clone. The thing barely pitchers on me, but it has a purple stem to it. And all the rest have green stems. But it's getting quite long, and so yeah. It did have lower pitchers at one point, but I can't seem to get any upper pitchers on it. What else do we got around this neighborhood? some cool growing Utricularia here. This guy here looks like one of the only ones in flower, which is Welwitschii. Probably saying that wrong. Little tiny things there. And yeah, cool little flowers here. That's upside down, just so I'm holding it. Some Cephalotus here. I did put an LED light in the back. It's too bad, it's bad to touch the plants. I touch the plants all the time. I don't care. It's hook. If you want something to last like a little bit longer, I guess not, but I don't even notice in the greenhouse. I touch them when I see them. So I put some LED lights in these guys, and they've really colored up nicely. They're enjoying the cooler weather here in the greenhouse compared to the ones inside. And there's some bloom spikes coming. The cephs in the house don't have any bloom spikes coming on them. And it's going to kill you guys because I'm not only going to touch this cephalotus here, but I'm going to pinch off the bloom spike on live video for you guys. And you're going to be like, ah, because they don't want them to bloom this year. So let's throw that in the garbage can behind me. So yeah, I do know blooming cephalotus really takes a lot of the juice out of them. I bloomed them for a few years in a row and they got like weak sauce. So they're coming back nicely now, but I'll just keep doing like multiplications just by divisions and stuff. Some little seedling Nepenthes down here. They're growing pretty well. I had asked, or somebody had asked about orchid fertilizer. I've been using Maxi on my orchids lately too, just like I have been on my carnivorous plants. Everything's been loving it. I did a Maxi video a while back on carnivorous plants anyways. And yeah, so these little seedlings are included in that. They get their Maxi dose, and you can see leaf jumps on these guys. Like that's a nice little leaf jump there. There's leaf jumps everywhere. Some other Utricularias that I'm propagating. If we come down here, we can see a huge Miltoniopsis orchid. And I see a little slug has got to that one there. But some more blooms here. And here's the normal size flower. And then for whatever reason, these ones just came out like twice as big. There it is, massive. Maybe that's the Maxi. What is my humidity level? My humidity level currently is 95%. A leaf jump is when you get a significantly larger leaf than the previous leaf when you're growing in Nepenthes. Just sort of a term that's kind of coined in the Nepenthes or carnivorous plant world. Some awesome Utricularia here. This is Reniformis cross Neblamifolia. I even managed to, whoa, they're getting huge. Look at this. I pollinated some pods on it. I crossed one stalk with the other stalk because I didn't want to go too far from the mainstream, but that thing, those are like doubled in size this week. Look at those pods. And then this is a reverse cross. So you can see these ones here, kind of a light color. And hey, Scary Fear, I just read your comment this morning on, I forget what video, but I read it. Anyways, here's the reverse cross. So this is Neblamifolia cross Reniformis. Reniformis cross Neblamifolia. So a little bit different. And so this guy was blooming as well. So I managed to cross-pollinate just like with on the same plant. So I guess it's selfing itself, but I got some pods here. So both seem to be fertile so far. And yeah, I love these kind of Utricularias. They're so awesome. I don't have any Bloody Mary Nepenthes, no. Sorry, Nicole. It's one of the few I don't have, actually. But yes, so those guys are really awesome. In my bag here, let's look at this bag. The bag that nobody's seen. Where can I put this? Here we go. These guys are not in bloom at the moment. How can I do this and not kill them here by breaking them? These are my, I believe it's pronounced Corybra orchids. So I got a few little dormant tubers or stolons last summer, and I got 4. These things came in like so tiny, like I'm just grabbing a little piece of perlite here. Like they were like that little size here or smaller. I couldn't believe how tiny these things were. I put them in here and bagged them up, and lo and behold, I've had even flowers off these. So this is Corybra Pictus. I think I'm saying that right. Not a well-known orchid at all, but really likes high humidity. I keep it bagged a lot of the time, and in the winter I grow it on the warm side, and then coming summer I grow it on the cool side. So it kind of keeps a nice stable temperature. If I fertilized my Nepenthes, would it still produce plenty of pitchers? Probably. Yep. So now we've traveled over here. So this is my Ultra Highland chamber. And again, I'm going to have to do this. How can I do this one-handed? Let's see here. I'll use my thumb to hold it open. Put my block of wood in here. And I know these orchids love the humidity, and I've lucked out by keeping it kind of like sterile in there. And it's, like I say, bagged most of the time. It worked well for me. So this is my Ultra Highland chamber. This is a little area that gets to be about 5 degrees Celsius every night. That's like, what is that in Fahrenheit? 40 Fahrenheit. And I grow mainly Velosas in here. And so these are the BE Velosas. I spray them with Maxi fertilizer, and I also use Osmocote pellets these days. I've just started this regime, and it seems to be working. I think that's what we would call it. And again, some nice leaf jumps. Like for a Velosa, that's a big jump. And look at this guy here. That's a nice little leaf jump for a Velosa. And another one there. How to sterilize media. You can put it in the microwave. Biggest Velosa, I don't know, it's probably this guy here for now. I don't know if I can zoom when I'm live. Yeah, I can zoom when I'm live. So it's starting. Give this guy like another year and it's going to be awesome. Now that I'm not too scared to feed the pitchers, I'll put it like a full Osmocote pellet into them, because I used to really care about the pitchers, but I decided to care about the plants sort of more, as long as it's because most of the time it's just me viewing these, so I don't care if I have like mainly dead pitchers. Like if you look at this, I cooked the pitcher here with an Osmocote pellet, and this guy's mostly cooked because I put a pellet down there, but it's got a nice little leaf jump coming up, and like another little nice leaf jump there. A couple times, this is the only plant that I've seen you can almost like overdo it with fertilizer in the pellet or in the pitchers. It starts to burn like right up the leaf tip, so it burnt 2 leaves here like halfway up. So I haven't seen that in any other plants. Here is Dendrobium Cuthbertsonii. You're really zoomed in. I'm going to zoom you back out here. Not a huge plant when you're not zoomed in. Beautiful though. And then I have some little guys here. These just came out of tissue culture. So this chamber is 100% humidity most of the time. There's a nice fan going in there. I can feel the breeze coming out of it. So there's good circulation in there. But yeah, these guys are more of that guy basically. And we can probably leave that open for now. Some plants in the sink that I was going to repot. Or here is a few of my Heliumphoras, my McDonaldae, however you say it. That is beautiful though. Being spring, if you see any like white blotches, that's just because I just like every quarter or so I will just spray the greenhouse with fungicide to make sure that everything is looking good, and it just stays on there. So that was sprayed like a month ago, and it just kind of stays on the leaves sometimes. What else do we got? Here's a nice Mira behind the fan. We've kind of made full circle, but I haven't really shown you much. Hoyas up here we started with. They're just coming out of dormancy. I have a few peduncles coming out there. My bongso is looking really nice and starting to vine. At the same time it's starting to vine, it's got a whole bunch of basil shoots coming out of it. Look at that. I burnt some leaves. The sun came out too strong before I got the shade cloth up, and it was only like 2 days worth of sunshine without the shade cloth, and it burnt it. What else do we have? My Colosses over here, and a few Colosses over here, and a few other Nepenthes. Spectabilis. This is where my Spectabilis originates, and it's everywhere. This is Spectabilis here. Horrible backlighting right now. My Hamada Cross Rub Cantlii. I just repotted it. It has two nice basil shoots up there. I don't know if you're able to see that or if stuff's going to get in the way. But yeah, this cross is so vigorous. Again, sorry about the backlighting. I can try to like turn maybe we can see it. I don't know. But compared to the old Rob Cantley Hamada, the Hamada Rob Cantley is like way more vigorous, like crazy vigorous. Oh, I don't know if you guys have seen this. If you're not on Facebook, to see there's my Dracula Magnifica, and look at this. I have the first, I'm told, first blooming Dracula Magnifica in cultivation. So the spike is coming along slow and steady. I noticed it about 2 weeks ago, and it was a few inches lower anyways. Excuse the cord behind it, but makes for a little bit of an ugly shot. But yeah, I'm all about that. So I keep it with my Highland plants and keep it extra bright. There's a spotlight right above it, right there. It's just a 15-watt bulb. And yeah, so I'm really stoked about that. It's pretty awesome. Keep it cool. I keep it drier, but the humidity is high in here, so you can see all the moss in the pot, right? It's not like it's like dry. It's green enough for the moss, but it's just a peat moss perlite mix, and yeah, lots of food. Other nice mosses here around. I'm running out of room for mosses. They were kind of overtaking my plants. This is going to be an exciting basil. That's on Cingulata Red Hairy Hamada. These are the upper pitchers, which I've never been any too impressed about, the upper pitchers on these. But the lower pitchers should be wicked. And with that being said, that reminds me I have another one over here that is about to bloom. Whoa, I moved the camera too fast. So yeah, that's going to be my first bloom spike on this guy. It really is random how long it takes any Nepenthes to flower, Alata or other. If you're talking Alata, you probably have a Ventricosa, and it still takes a long time for them to flower. Here is one of my Edwardsianas. And this plant here, my Ephipiata, is like growing in between the tendril of the Edwardsiana, so I'll send that guy out. My Ephipiata is finally doing something, which is kind of nice. I've had that thing for years. But yeah, so there's my favorite Edwardsiana. This one's from seed. And then my AW plants are down here. They just seem to hate the light these days. There's a couple pictures on them. Definitely not getting leaf jumps at this point on them. But totally different looking picture. They're stubbier. Some nice leaf jumps on. This is Burbidgei. I have been cooking the pitchers with fertilizer, so they're all kind of half spent. Sorry, I can see it cutting in and out here, but another leaf jump on Burbidgei. Here's one of my newest plants. This one is Raja cross Burbidgei cross Edwardsiana. So Raja Burbedi. That one will be kind of cool. Here is my Hamada Edwardsiana. And again, nice huge leaf jumps on that. I'm kind of on my tippy toes to show you this, so sorry if the camera's kind of shaking. What irrigation system? Well, these ones in front of us don't have a lot of irrigation. The irrigator's right here for this, so that's hooked up to the dripper system, which is above my head. But you can see there's little drippers going to every little pot that's above my head. Lowland plants don't like very much light. At least in my standards, not very much light. Here's another one I'm excited about. I know it's like tiny, but there's my B.E. Lowii, Palawanensis, Attenburyi. Undulata is kind of getting undulated there. Argentii. A lot of Rajas. Nice one here. This is from seed, but nice leaf jump there on that guy. And the rest are pretty much BE Rajas. This one here is Alice Prerana, which is Raja Burbidgei, I believe. I think I'm saying that right. Anyways, can't really see it behind the eddy, but again, big leaf jumps. This episode should just be called like leaf jumps, because yeah, they're loving them coming out of winter and loving the spring and everything else. This Paloanensis is getting big fast too. Some nice leaf jumps on that. Sorry, I feel like I'm jumpy. Like the camera doesn't have a good signal or something. I'm on Wi-Fi in the greenhouse, and the Wi-Fi is in the house, so it makes it a little bit tougher. What else can I show you right here? Fresh popped Rob Cantley. Two more Rob Cantley. The reason this thing is down instead of up, this is one of the original seed grown ones. And in here, this is not basil shoot. This is just another Rob Cantley. But, the bloom spike. See if we can do that. So, happy about that. You can see some dripper system in the way here. It kind of looks ugly. But some of the pods took, and that is Rob Cantley cross Rob Cantley. You have to go, well, you can always watch the whole thing later. Thanks for joining us. I'm not going anywhere quite yet, so everybody else can stay put. But yeah, so there's going to be pure species seed right there, Rob Cantley. That'll be nice. Those should be coming along soon. So I got the pollen from a US grower. Nepenthes Changania, however you say that. So, big leaf jump. Here's some new air plants. I finally got some like huge Xerographicas. So those are awesome. Really liking those. Some more Hoyas. My wavy leaf maxima is here. I like that one. It's a really nice plant. My Sibuensis is everywhere. It doesn't really have any new pictures right now. I'm trying to move it ultra slow so the camera doesn't jump. That's my biggest picture right now. This one here is Ventricosa Sibuensis. It's supposed to be a lot more vigorous. What's going on? There's another Raja. I like those. Decent orchids. I'm excited I got a few more decent varieties this year. So that's nice. Can't wait till they flower. I will definitely pollinate some of the flowers there. Going this way ever so slowly. My Lepidopes bicolor. Sorry to hear your Nepenthes, you had problems with them, and I'm glad you're trying again. I don't use I missed the comment, but I think it was something about irrigation for Masdevallias. I don't use irrigation for my Masdevallias. They don't dry out fast enough. I do use tray systems. So there's a little pinhole about a quarter centimeter up in the tray, so they hold a tiny bit of water for a day or so, and then they're dry again. But yeah, I don't know if you guys remember a while back I was playing around with some, I call it like a cakey paste or whatever. I was trying it on my Nepenthes. This is the horrible things that happened to them. It was kind of a bust. They all went crazy down at the base, and they're finally growing out of it like a year later into like a new shoot. It worked really well in the way that, look at this bush, like all these like new growth points. Every spot I touched with my kiki paste that I made, cakey paste, sprouted, but it did this horrible callus down there first. A callus is just sort of a cluster of cells, and then a growth point had to grow out of that. So over long term, it could work. You can see the callus down there, sort of. But you'd have to like now wait for this to grow and then like take this as a cutting maybe. Oops, take this as a cutting maybe, like once it's bigger. So I don't know. It's kind of a success, kind of a failure. We're going to the long side, or the warm side here. I'll show you something. We're going near a fan. I don't know if you're gonna, this is more of that cakey paste. So this is my Rafflesiana. So we have a new growth out here. You can see how they work. But I did like, I don't know why, but I did like every node to see. expecting maybe the odd one to take, but they all took. So you can see what's happened there. And maybe 1 or 2 nodes, you know, for next time, I know, but my Nepenthes truncata, my original truncata, is up here. Its pictures never last very long. When you're zoomed in, it's not that big. Let me see if I can zoom you out. I gotta get rid of these comments on the screen first. There we go. Zoom me back out. Okay. So it's got some new growth on it, new leaves. But again, I shoved fertilizer in the pictures, so they don't last very long. What else? Variegated vanilla orchids, kind of cool. Lots of bloom spikes coming out here now that it's spring. Trouble with orchids is you're waiting all year for the bloom. What was the paste made from? Was that it? I have some tissue culture ingredients and I just sort of made it up. It's was kind of a failure, so I'm not really gonna get into what it exactly was. I made the paste myself out of a concoction of different tissue culture hormones. So on this note, it didn't work on ampullaria at all. What else can I show you? A few more orchids in bloom here. My Vicii up there, all you can see is a silhouette of a leaf jump, but it's coming along nicely. Cattleya up there on the rafters, it's way above my head. So these are some lowland plants. Rafflesiana. This is my latest Clipeata. It's doing pretty good. What else? Here's my original Clipeata. I gotta move some stuff. So it's hanging in the south wall, 50% shade cloth. It's getting pretty big. Latest picture is about to open on it. Some more utricularias down here. The terrestrial ones have like such little tiny flowers and it looks like you're just growing a pot of moss. But then they come out with flowers and you're like, okay, yeah, I'll also keep those. More little ones here. A few vanilla orchid cuttings. Capensis Broadleaf mainly. The broadleaf is a really nice Capensis actually. Doesn't get super huge. I really recommend it. The regular one is there, and then the broadleaf is beside it. And yeah, it's just a beautiful plant. What else? So zoom me back out again. Everything is like so crowded in here. It's so hard to see. Roots are everywhere. They go into the pots of other plants. It's really frustrating to try to get them out. Have a nice bical over there. Usually fly traps aren't in this greenhouse. I do have fly traps in the temperate greenhouse, but this one's too warm all year for them. They like the heat in the summer, but not so much in the winter. Here are my Campanulatas. I just repotted this guy. So this one here I've had for quite a few years. It has like no pictures on it, but that's got to be getting close to blooming size. This is seed growing. There's a bunch of basil shoots in there. I do need a much bigger greenhouse. I still see room though, so I'm not done yet. As long as you see a little bit of room, you can squish in twice as many plants as you see. Some seedlings. Ant plants are getting huge. These are ant plant seedlings. That's just a old spike on a Phalaenopsis. So yeah, those were started last year, the year before. Trying an experiment with the Colosses here, growing it warmer. I heard they grow warm. Too soon to tell. I found Colosses really don't like much light, so it's really in a shaded spot. Some other ant plants. This is one I grew myself. This is an Armada. This guy here is species Central Zulon, sorry. Here's an ant fern. Ant ferns are awesome. Look at that. They're really cool. I'm horrible with names on them. I put the tag in and I never read the tag in. Deparoites. But yeah, they're fun to grow. Ant fern or ant plant up there. That one's like way on the roof almost. It's up quite high. It fruits like all the time. Lots of Hoyas up that way as well. Another tuberosa there. Another ant fern. You can see the tag for that guy. Yeah, it's kind of grown back on itself. Yeah, that was a Kazakhstan or however you say it. They're so robust and vigorous. Kind of cool. Another ant fern down here. Hiding. Some more ant plants, different varieties here. So they're doing good. I'm trying them under these lights. I did that Sansi video a few weeks back. And so I moved some stuff under the light. This Sansi light it's smoking awesome. Look at this. Off, on. So it's doing pretty good. They're pretty expensive for what they are, and I'm really scared I'm just gonna get water in it. It's gonna cook, so that would suck. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. And usually I like to wrap it up around the 30-minute mark. The temperature on this side of my greenhouse currently is just about 30 degrees. This is the warm side. And then usually there's a door down right here. So this section is much warmer. So that's pretty cool for this section. And then this side over here, yeah, it's still almost 30 degrees, I guess, because the door's open. So, but that's for the cold side, that's about as warm as I get. I really need to get the air conditioner going in here soon because it's just like so warm here in BC. So the air conditioning, I take it out for the winter, but it goes right there. And then the air conditioning helps keep it cooler. I also found last year I put up 75% shade cloth. Right now I only have 50% shade cloth up. So I need to put another piece of shade cloth up. Here's some pinguiculas. They're doing my irrigation system. I did myself. It's down at the back of the greenhouse. It's too hard to show you, but it's on a smart switch, and then it has a solenoid valve hooked up to the hose or up to the tap, which is like a hot and cold mix. So it's like a little bit warm water, like just room temperature, and then so yeah, I can turn the irrigation on a timer because it's got a smart switch, and it's like a medium pressure. Sorry, no, the irrigation's just like a dripper, so it just goes in all these pots. So above our head is full of Nepenthes. I can't really show them to you because of the backlighting. It doesn't seem bright to me, but it's bright on the camera. There's a Platychilla. Boschiana. I do have Maxillaria tenuifolia in the warm side. I don't think it's in bloom right now. Rajavichii, tenuis, Singulana. Some lowy eyes finally getting some leaf jumps on them up there. Here is a little Maxillaria. Which one were you looking at? Or I missed the comment. All I seen was Maxillaria. I don't think. I can't go back. The comment is gone from my screen and it's on my phone, and I don't know how to like bring it back. But I have a few Maxillaria in the warm side. But yeah, here's another awesome Utricularia. Cornata. Can't wait for this guy to bloom. This one's big. So, Cornugia. There we go. That's what it's called. I spend too much time buying plants and not enough time learning their Latin names, I guess. The cakey paste, I did talk about it slightly. Cakey paste update. Definitely grows Ventrata very well. And yeah, check out this. So that guy, that Utricularia gets pretty big. I want to grow him pretty big, so I upgraded him. I took a division or two, and this should be an appropriate size pot to grow it in. My arms are outside and dormant right now. But yeah, so that's I'm hopeful for that one. I want to get it to flower. Sorry, I'm showing you moss. I'm trying to get that thing back in its place over there. But yeah, that's going to be about it, guys. Aristolochoides. Jamban in this jungle here. So, some nice king sundew seedlings. And yeah, I think I've shown you pretty much everything now. There's my Dracula orchids. Here's some more sundews. So these ones are cool growing Australian ones. This is Andromeda. Also Andromeda. And some Andromeda. This guy here, Prolifera, definitely works well. Some variegated Nepenthes here. A couple of them came in rough, but this is a variegated Sibuensis. Looks really nice. Anyways, so yes, I'm cutting it off here. So I hope you like this sort of live tour. I know I didn't answer many questions. It was kind of more of a tour than a question and answer thing. Let's see here. I can maybe answer a few questions now. I'm just going to hold the camera in my hand. Jamban is not picky for me. My plant that I showed you over there, I bloomed it. I think it's female, and last year, and I mixed it with Flava. And yeah, I think I even got some Jamban Flava seedlings from it somewhere over here. And right down there, I think is Jamban cross Flava. So that'll be kind of cool. But anyways, any last quick questions before I go? I do not still have that Fernandez orchid. It finally just didn't work. My temperate carnivores are just coming out in bloom in that out in the temperate greenhouse now. I don't usually produce all that many seeds unless it's something special. So I don't just try to make seeds all like crazy because I don't have time to get rid of them all, honestly. I don't. So how much water? I seen one that was how much water. Let's see if I can I go back? Here we go. How much water do you let your moss drink? So it's always moist. I don't like it to get crispy ends. It's hard to say. I just spray with hose. Yeah, I just spray. My irrigation system is awesome. That's how it is. It's above my head. I don't know if you can see it there. It's a black tube that goes above your head, and then everything's spliced off that for all the hanging pots anyways, because I would like spend like half an hour like this with the hose just like in every little pot, because there's like 50 pots above my head, and every day I would have to do that. So now every day I can just it just automatically goes on a timer. It's on a smart switch. I can tell Google in the greenhouse to turn on my dripper system, and it will. And then it has an auto off after 1 minute, so I don't got to worry about it. No, the Massivalias just get the hose. They're not thirsty enough. If they're hanging up like this, they would get drier. The pots above my head, I'm trying to tip the camera up so you can see, the pots above my head get really dry. I haven't done any seed giveaways lately. I've been so busy with everything else. It's just been crazy. It is my daughter's 1-year birthday today, although we had the party on Saturday. So yeah, it's been crazy. 2 kids is definitely a lot busier than 1 kid. So yeah, and although you think I'm in here doing a YouTube video, as I say, we hit the party the other day, so today's just her birthday. Yeah. So anyways, it's been a very fast year. Is there one that is like a complete fog for your greenhouse? Yeah, I have a couple hydrofoggers in here. Right there. I turned them off for the tour though, and then there's one over here. I have one sort of in each section of the greenhouse, and they're hooked up to humidistats, but they're really loud and they kind of go foggy in here, and I didn't want that going while I was filming. So now I'm really gonna let you guys go. We're at 40 minutes of live video. I hope you like this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye guys.